Hello, Townsel here. Today's video will be another review of Raw Barrel's No Bull Protein Powder. It has absolutely no fillers and no additives. I was sent this large 2-pound tub by Raw Barrel for sending Dominic his winnings to Croatia. That story is in the Raw Barrel Part 2, and because of my expense in sending Dominic his prize to Croatia, Raw Barrel sent me a free 2-pound package of protein powder, and I tried that and I'm reporting back now. So let's see what my final take was on the No Bull protein powder. One way that I used the Raw Barrel No Bull protein powder with great success was making a coffee shake. I used 1 scoop of the Raw Barrel protein powder and some cooled coffee. So let me show you how that's done. I have about 8 ounces of cooled coffee that I'm going to mix 1 scoop of the No Bull protein powder in. It says to mix with 4 to 8 ounces of water. Try that. I put the 1 scoop in there. Shake it up a bit. I usually mix my protein shakes up and let them sit for about 10-15 minutes to fully dissolve. And I found that coffee doesn't really want to mix with any protein powders. I was hoping that it would be a little bit easier with the whey. So we'll come back in about 10-15 minutes and see what this looks like, to be fair. Okay, 15 minutes later. Seems to be pretty well dissolved. So I will see what it tastes like. My consensus on the 1 scoop of No Bull protein powder and 8 ounces of cooled coffee is it tasted awesome. I didn't add any flavoring or sugar. It's just tasted like good milk and coffee. It dissolved very well. As I said, I let it sit for about 10 minutes and there's no residue left in the bottom of my container. All of the protein powder dissolved quite well. So this is a yay. Typically this is my recipe for making my oatmeal, the one that I've adapted to use with the No Bull protein powder, because I'm out of dates. I usually use dates, but I had cherries this time. So the C column is the number of calories that each item provides. The P column, barely looks like a P, is the grams of protein that each provides. So for the No Bull protein powder, I'm getting about 453 calories and 27 grams of protein, which is not a whole lot, but it's better than most breakfasts that people eat. This is using the No Bull protein powder with my oatmeal and only walnuts. I used half a cup of walnuts and very little water. Compared to other protein powders that I've used, the No Bull protein powder does not make things thicker. It actually has actually makes things runnier in a sense. So very little water is needed if you're going to make something like this. No Bull protein powder, half a cup of walnuts, and my oatmeal. Just as a comparison, this is my oatmeal with the walnuts and dates with Quest salted caramel, which is what I normally eat. This is the same recipe with the No Bull protein powder. You can see this a little bit thinner. It just doesn't thicken up like some of the other protein powders that have additives in them. Another way I used the No Bull protein powder was to serve as a coating for my dates. When I opened the pack of dates and put it in my plastic container, they want to stick together like this. I added 1 scoop of the No Bull protein powder in there, put the lid back on, and just shook them up. It helps to coat each date so that they don't stick together. It keeps them from tasting stale, and I get a little extra protein powder when I mix it in with my oatmeal. they're much easier to use them oatmeal when I coat them a little way. You can see somehow the powder, how it likes to stick to the side. It's just a protein powder that has no additives in it. Thank you for watching my review of the No Bull protein powder. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, share the video if you know someone who wants an absolutely no frills protein powder. And until next time, do something good for yourself and take care.